If you're over 60, let me ask you something personal. What's the very first thing you do in the morning? Some people stretch. Others reach for coffee. But if you're like most older adults I meet, you probably start your day with a few pills. A multivitamin. Maybe some extra D3 for your bones. A heart supplement. A capsule for memory or energy. It feels responsible, doesn't it? Like you're giving your body a head start. Like you're doing the right thing. But what if I told you that this one small habit, this quiet, innocent routine you've been doing for years, could be quietly increasing your risk of a stroke? No symptoms. No warning signs. Just one morning, your speech slurs. You can't lift your arm. Your balance is gone. And everything changes. As a brain health doctor, I've seen this too many times. Not because someone was smoking or eating fast food or skipping their walks, but because of something they truly believed was helping them. Vitamins. Yes, really vitamins. I know that sounds hard to believe. Aren't vitamins supposed to help us? Haven't we been told for decades that supplements are safe and essential? The truth is, some are helpful. Others, especially in high doses, taken at the wrong time or combined with certain medications, can quietly do the opposite. They can raise your blood pressure, disrupt your sleep, stiffen your arteries, thin your blood too much, or slowly overload your nervous system. And they can do all of this without you ever realizing it. Today, I want to gently walk you through something that could truly change your life or protect someone you love. 5 common vitamins, ones you may have in your kitchen drawer right now, that, when taken improperly, may raise your risk of a stroke, a brain bleed, or long-term nerve damage. Especially in the early morning hours when your brain is most vulnerable. But this isn't a scary video. I'm not here to make you afraid of pills or supplements. I'm here to give you clarity. And most of all, to give you real alternatives, simple food-based solutions that nourish your brain safely, naturally, and powerfully. Because your brain deserves better than guesswork. Before we dive in, let me ask you, have you ever felt foggy or off balance after taking your morning supplements? Have you ever wondered if more pills are really better? Type 1 in the comments if you've ever had questions about your vitamins. Type 0 if this is the first time you're hearing any of this. And if you care about brain health, yours or someone you love, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wise Advice. Our channel is all about helping older adults make smarter, safer health decisions backed by science and experience. Now, let me start with the most surprising one of all, vitamin D. You've probably heard that it's good for your bones, your mood, your immune system. And that's absolutely true in moderation. Vitamin D plays a vital role in keeping you strong, balanced, and well-protected. But here's what most older adults are never told. Too much vitamin D, especially when taken at the wrong time of day, can quietly push your body toward danger. Let me tell you about someone I worked with a few years ago. His name was Walter. He was a 74-year-old retired Navy veteran, disciplined, alert, and took his health seriously. Every morning, like clockwork, he lined up his pills on the kitchen counter. A multivitamin, a blood pressure pill, and a high-dose vitamin D capsule, 10,000 IU over the counter. He thought he was protecting his bones. What he didn't realize was that this routine, repeated every day for over a year, was silently building something dangerous in his bloodstream. One morning, his wife found him on the floor. He couldn't speak clearly. His right arm hung useless at his side. They rushed him to the hospital. A stroke. But here's what shocked us even more. His calcium levels were sky-high. His arteries were stiff as boards. His blood pressure, which had been stable for years, was suddenly unpredictable. The doctors ruled out a clot. No sign of internal bleeding. What they found instead was something more subtle, more preventable. Vitamin D toxicity. You see, when you take high doses of vitamin D, especially without regular blood tests or medical supervision, it tells your body to absorb more calcium from your food and supplements. That calcium doesn't just disappear. It travels through your bloodstream. And when there's too much of it, your body doesn't know where to put it. So it stores it in your arteries. Your soft, flexible blood vessels become rigid and narrow. That stiffness raises your risk of clotting, of poor circulation, and yes, of stroke. Add in common problems like mild dehydration, poor sleep, or low magnesium, and you've created the perfect storm. And the scariest part? There are no warning signs. You go to bed feeling fine, and you wake up changed. Now here's something most people don't realize. The average senior doesn't need 5,000 or 10,000 IU of vitamin D per day. In fact, unless you've been diagnosed with a deficiency, even 2,000 IU might be too much over time. Your needs depend on your diet, your sun exposure, your medications, and your kidney function. This is not a one-size-fits-all vitamin. And timing matters too. Vitamin D is best taken in the morning, with a meal, never at night. Taking it at night can interfere with your sleep cycle, hormone balance, and blood flow. If you're taking vitamin D right now, I want you to do one simple thing today. Check the label. How many IU are you taking? Is your doctor monitoring your blood calcium? Are you also taking calcium supplements? Type D in the comments if you're currently on vitamin D. Let's open the conversation and help each other get informed. And if this gave you something to think about, tap the like button. That small action could help another older adult avoid the same mistake. Now, if that surprised you, just wait until you hear what happens with another popular heart vitamin that may increase your risk of brain bleeding, especially when combined with common medications. We'll talk about that in part 2. If you thought vitamin D was the only hidden danger sitting quietly in your pill organizer, I wish I could say you were right. But there's another supplement I see in nearly every senior's cabinet. It's marketed as the Heart Helper. It promises better circulation, clearer arteries, even improved memory and younger-looking skin. I'm talking about vitamin E. On the surface, it sounds like something every older adult should be taking. You want to protect your heart. You want to age well. You want to stay mentally sharp. And that's exactly what Mrs. Evelyn thought too. Evelyn was 81 when I first met her. A retired librarian from Ohio. She had soft gray hair always pinned back neatly, and she never went a day without reading. Smart, curious, careful. She had a heart valve issue, and like many seniors, she was taking warfarin, a common blood thinner prescribed after heart surgery. Her doctors checked her levels regularly. Her blood pressure was stable. She followed her medication schedule like clockwork. Everything looked perfect on paper. Then one day, Evelyn came across a magazine article about natural ways to improve memory and blood flow. The article praised vitamin E, especially natural vitamin E, claiming it could boost circulation and protect the aging brain. Sounded safe, right? She bought a bottle, 800 IU per capsule. I took it every morning with her tea. 3 weeks later, she was rushed to the emergency room with a crushing headache, confusion, and vomiting. Her daughter thought it was a migraine. But when they scanned her brain, the news was much worse. A hemorrhagic stroke. Internal bleeding in her brain. Not from high blood pressure. Not from a fall. But from blood that had been made too thin to clot properly. You see, what most people don't realize is that vitamin E, especially in high doses, acts like a natural blood thinner. It slows clotting. That might sound helpful for the heart, and in some ways it can be. But when you're already on blood thinners like warfarin, aspirin, or Plavix, and then you add vitamin E on top, you've just tipped the scale in a dangerous direction. Now, even a tiny break in a blood vessel, like one inside your brain, can bleed uncontrollably. And in the brain, just a little blood in the wrong place can do permanent damage. Evelyn survived her stroke, but her life changed. She now walks with a cane. Her short-term memory isn't what it used to be. She told me once, with tears in her eyes, "I just wanted to help myself. I didn't know I was doing harm." And sadly, she's not alone. So many older adults assume that if something is labeled a vitamin, it must be safe. But that's not always true, especially when you're already on medication. The recommended daily intake for vitamin E for seniors? Just 15 milligrams, or about 22 IU. That's all your body really needs. But walk into any pharmacy, and you'll find bottles with 200, 400, even 1,000 IU per capsule. No warning label. No pharmacist review. No one is stopping you from taking something that could quietly turn your blood too thin to protect you. And the effects aren't immediate. That's the tricky part. You feel fine. Until one day you don't. Now, I'm not saying you should throw out your vitamin E. It has its place. It may help people with certain conditions in specific doses under medical supervision. But what I am saying is, you need to talk to your doctor before adding it to your routine, especially if you're on any kind of blood thinner. aspirin, warfarin, clopidogrel. Even natural herbs like ginkgo or garlic, when combined with vitamin E, can increase bleeding risk. And if you're already taking vitamin E, I want you to do one thing today: check the label. How many IU per capsule? Is it natural or synthetic? Are you taking it alone, or is it part of a multivitamin? Type E in the comments if you've ever taken it, or if you're checking your label today. You might just help someone else avoid the same mistake. Now, if the idea of a brain bleed sounds frightening, I wish I could tell you that was the end of the story. But there's more. Some vitamins don't make your blood too thin. They do something else. They damage your nerves. And the worst part is, you might not even feel it happening until it's too late. In part 3, we'll talk about vitamin B6, the so-called nerve support vitamin that can quietly erode your balance, numb your fingers and toes, and even mimic early dementia. And I'll tell you the story of a man who just wanted to stay sharp, but ended up giving up his driver's license because of one innocent-looking bottle on his bathroom shelf. Stick with me, because this next part may hit closer to home than you expect. There's a common belief among older adults that if your hands feel tingly, or your feet start going numb, or your balance just isn't what it used to be, well, that's just part of aging. But what if it's not? What if those early warning signs, those little slips, the stumbles, the weird buzzing in your legs at night, aren't just from getting older, but from something you're taking every day? I want to talk to you now about vitamin B6. You'll see it on labels everywhere: nerve support, brain formula, energy booster, mood balance. And for a while now, vitamin B6 has had a reputation as the helpful vitamin for aging nerves and cognitive support. But here's what's almost never said on those bottles. Too much B6 can actually damage your nerves, sometimes permanently. I'll never forget Harold. He was a 76-year-old retired truck driver from Kansas. Kind-hearted, proud, and still trying to stay independent. He came to my office one spring morning complaining of numb feet, shaky hands, and feeling off balance. He'd already had 2 minor falls that month, once in the garage and once in the bathroom. At first, he thought it was arthritis, then maybe blood sugar. His son feared early dementia. But when I looked at his supplement list, the problem became clear in seconds. Every morning, Harold was taking a nerve support formula he'd bought online. It promised to improve circulation and brain clarity. The label? 100 milligrams of vitamin B6 per tablet. And he was taking 2 per day. That's 200 milligrams daily. Now here's the problem. Older adults only need about 1.5 to 2 milligrams of B6 per day. Even if you go by the maximum safe upper limit, anything over 100 milligrams is considered potentially harmful. Yet Harold had been taking double that amount for over a year. You see, vitamin B6 doesn't just flush out of your body like vitamin C. It accumulates, especially in older adults whose liver and kidney function naturally slow down with age. When B6 builds up in your body, it starts interfering with the protective sheath around your nerves, something called myelin. Think of myelin like insulation around electrical wires. It helps your nerves carry signals quickly and accurately. Strip that insulation away, and signals start to misfire. You feel tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, even tremors. Your coordination suffers. You lose your balance. You may feel confused, tired, or emotionally off. And here's the scary part. These symptoms creep in slowly. Most people don't even realize it's happening. They blame arthritis, blood sugar, memory loss, aging. But in reality, it might just be that one brain vitamin you added to your morning routine a year ago. Harold was lucky. We caught it in time. We stopped the supplement, and over the next few months, some of his nerve function came back. But he still uses a cane now. He doesn't drive anymore. And he told me something I'll never forget. "Doc, I just wanted to protect my brain. I didn't realize I was poisoning it." And unfortunately, I've heard that sentence, almost word for word, far too many times. Now let me be clear, vitamin B6 is important. You need it for energy, brain function, even immune support. But the right dose is tiny. You get plenty from food like chicken, bananas, oats, eggs, or potatoes. And if you're eating a relatively balanced diet, even a basic multivitamin might give you more than enough. But those high-dose brain or nerve formulas that advertise 50, 100, or even 200 milligrams of B6. That's not just unnecessary. It's dangerous. So if you're taking any supplement labeled nerve support, brain booster, or energy blend, please check the label today. Look for vitamin B6, also sometimes labeled as pyridoxine hydrochloride. See how much is in each dose. If it's over 10 milligrams per day, and you're not under medical supervision, I want you to seriously reconsider. Type B6 in the comments if you're checking your labels now, or if you've ever taken one of those brain health formulas. I want to know your story. And if you've been struggling with balance, tingling hands, or numb feet, talk to your doctor. Don't just assume it's age, because nerve damage doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. And if caught early, it can be slowed or even reversed. Now, if you're still with me, I want to thank you for taking your brain health seriously. These stories are hard to tell, but they matter. And in part 4, we'll talk about 2 more surprising threats, vitamin A and niacin, 2 nutrients that many older adults take for eye health and heart support, but that, in the wrong dose, can increase pressure inside your skull or dangerously spike your blood pressure overnight. I'll also show you how one 73-year-old woman got off her pills completely and saw her blood pressure, memory, and energy improve in just a few weeks, without any fancy diet, just real food. So stay with me, because the most important part of this story is still to come. By now, you might be thinking, surely if I just avoid high-dose D, E, and B6, I'll be fine, right? But there's one more vitamin that often gets overlooked, because it hides under the label eye health. It's vitamin A. Most older adults know vitamin A is essential for eyesight. You've probably heard it supports your immune system, helps your skin, maybe even slows aging. And all of that is true, in the right amount. But what almost no one tells you is this. Too much vitamin A doesn't just sit quietly in your system. It builds up in your liver, your tissues, and yes, even your brain. And when it builds up past a certain point, it can cause something called intracranial hypertension, increased pressure inside the skull. It mimics a stroke. It damages your vision. It affects your balance. It even changes your mood and memory. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She was 79 when she came to me, an elegant retired piano teacher from Oregon. Still gave lessons in her cozy living room, still played Chopin with the lightness of a feather. But over the last year, something had shifted. She was getting frequent headaches, blurry vision, dizziness. Then one morning, she slurred a word and forgot where she was. Her family feared a stroke. But the brain scan told a different story. No clot, no bleeding, but clear signs of increased pressure in her brain. The diagnosis: pseudotumor cerebri, also called false brain tumor. The cause: vitamin A toxicity. Dorothy had been taking a skin and eye supplement daily for 5 years. Nearly 10,000 IU of vitamin A per day. Her multivitamin already had some. So did her diet. Over time, it added up. Now here's the key detail most seniors don't know. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means your body stores it. It doesn't flush out like vitamin C or B. And as you age, your liver becomes less efficient at processing that storage. So what's harmless at 40 can become toxic at 70. The safe upper limit for vitamin A in older adults? Around 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day. That's total, including food and supplements. But many supplements sold online contain 5,000, even 10,000 IU per capsule. And people take those for months or years without knowing what's happening inside their brain. Dorothy now needs regular eye exams and pressure checks. She's cut back on teaching. And she told me something I hear far too often. I thought I was doing something good for my body. I never imagined it could hurt my brain. And now, one final vitamin I need to talk about. It's called niacin, or vitamin B3. You'll often see it in heart health blends, energy drinks, even cereals. It's praised for lowering cholesterol naturally, and some doctors prescribe it to reduce triglycerides. But here's what they rarely explain. In high doses, niacin can cause sudden changes in your blood pressure, both up and down, and even trigger mini-strokes, especially in older adults. Let me tell you about Frank. He was 82, a retired postman from Florida. A tough guy, big laugh, used to walk 5 miles a day on his old route. But lately, he's been feeling strange. His face would flush. His chest would pound. He'd get dizzy spells, especially in the morning. His wife thought it was nerves. His son blamed the blood pressure meds. Turns out, Frank had been taking a heart health supplement he found online. The label said supports cholesterol and circulation. Sounds great, right? But on the back, 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving. And he was taking it twice a day. That's 2,000 milligrams of niacin, over 60 times what most seniors need. Here's what happens when you take that much niacin. First, your blood vessels open wide. You feel warm, flushed. Then they snap back shut, constrict. This yo-yo effect puts enormous stress on your cardiovascular system. Your blood pressure can spike. Blood flow to your brain can drop. Over time, this stress can lead to something called a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini-stroke. That's exactly what happened to Frank. One morning, his speech slurred. He got it back a few minutes later. But the message was clear. His daily supplement, meant to protect his heart, was quietly harming his brain. And here's the worst part. Even flush-free niacin, marketed as a safer version, can still cause these effects. Especially if you have high blood pressure, heart rhythm issues, or are on medication. So if you're taking niacin in any form, check the dose. Anything over 50 milligrams per day should be medically supervised, especially for seniors. Frank recovered. No permanent damage. But he doesn't touch natural heart pills anymore. He told me, "Doc, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know I was gambling with my brain." Now, I know this has been a lot. You might be staring at your kitchen shelf right now, wondering, what's safe? What do I actually need? Should I stop all supplements? Let me offer a gentler way forward. Because what your body truly needs isn't more pills. It's real food. Food that nourishes your brain naturally. Informs your body recognizes. In doses it understands. Let me share what we did for one of my favorite patients, Margaret, 73, a retired school principal from Arizona. When I first met her, she was dizzy every morning. Her energy dipped in the afternoons. Her memory felt foggy. She showed me her supplement drawer, vitamin D, vitamin E, B-complex, niacin, a multivitamin, and 2 different brain pills. We did something radical. We cleared the shelf, and we replaced it with food. For breakfast, 1 boiled egg, half an avocado, a slice of whole grain toast, a handful of blueberries, a few walnuts, and a glass of room temperature water. No magic powders, just real food. Within a few weeks, her dizziness faded. Her balance improved. Her blood pressure normalized. And her mind, clearer than it's been in years, she said. Why? Because your brain doesn't need megadoses. It needs balance, hydration, healthy fats, micronutrients in their natural form. Some of the best foods for older adults? Leafy greens, fatty fish, berries, nuts, seeds, whole grains. Nothing exotic, nothing expensive, just real nourishment, delivered the way nature intended. So let me leave you with this. At this stage in life, every choice matters more. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. You don't need to be afraid of vitamins, but you do need to respect them. Read the labels. Ask your doctor. And above all, listen to your body, especially when it whispers. If anything in this video made you pause or helped you see things differently, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. What's one small change you'll make starting tomorrow? And if you found this helpful, give it a like, so it can reach someone else who might need it even more than you do. You're not alone on this journey, and it's never too late to take back control of your health. Let's stay strong together.